Hello, welcome to this update. So let's see what's happening for Europe with the storms and everything. So now is Thursday, April 24th. We do have a lot of scattered storms in Eastern Europe, spots of Hungary, Slovakia, Poland, and spots of the Balkans in Southeastern Europe as well. Some storms in Turkey too. And tomorrow and the following days, we might have some more storms in Central and also Western Europe. So let's take a look the European model. It shows like Thursday today, some snow in the Alps as well, and those storms central to Eastern Europe especially. But Friday, tomorrow, we might still have storms in Eastern Europe, but now some over Spain as well, over northern Spain. Saturday, we might have more northeastern Spain, southern France, and still by Saturday afternoon, southern France, more in Spain, and maybe some more snow in the Alps and the Pyrenees Saturday and Sunday. So this goes does try to form a tiny low pressure in the Mediterranean with more storms in Italy next Monday. And then the European does something very crazy on May 1st. A massive rain event for Spain and Portugal, spots of France. But that's just one scenario. That's still a week out. So let's see these storms better here. I just want to show you something first. There's this site here. They have every day these probabilities for hail and lightning, spots of Europe. So today those storms in Turkey, as you can see, some hail probabilities, and those storms going on in Eastern Europe. So these links is on the description too, if you're curious about the thunderstorms. And also, if you want to join our Discord, I send this on the Europe Alerts tab there as well. But be aware of those storms. Now, let's see a closer look in spots of Spain tomorrow. Shows like Friday's afternoon, some storms in northern, central, northern Spain. In some areas, there's this other model. The ARPAD shows more in depth, some spots of northern Spain, those storms, and Saturday into southern France, more storms and snow too. Throughout the day, Saturday, we might have more storms northeastern Spain, and Saturday night still. And then this goes Sunday, it calms down a little bit. So let's just say this in Spanish very quick. Hola, ¿qué tal? Entonces, mañana viernes día 25 vamos a tener unas tormentas fuertes al norte de España, unas zonas cerca de Burgos, Bilbao, pero más dentro de la península. Sí, va a haber lluvia en Bilbao, pero las tormentas más fuertes así en Burgos, cerca de Zaragoza, también alguna cosa, en Pamplona. Entonces, precauciones mañana por la tarde, así en estas zonas. Puede haber granizo, viento fuerte y más rayos así. Entonces, precauciones. Y el sábado, día 26, como entre viernes y sábado, más lluvia y un poco de nieve en los Pirineos, y sábado quizás unas tormentas más fuertes en los Pirineos catalanes, y un poco de lluvia en las otras zonas, pero más por la noche, sábado así, quizás unas tormentas en Cataluña más fuertes, y se va esto. Entonces, precauciones. So here, let's see now the GFS, what it has for this situation as well, spots of Europe. So Friday, tomorrow, shows a lot of snow in the Caucasus, and some storms in Russia too. Be aware. And shows for mainland Europe here, shows those storms in spots of Spain too. Tomorrow, let's put the 60 because the 12 is kind of updating still. So it shows for Friday afternoon, potentially more in the Balkans as well. Serbia, Bosnia, still some storms possible, and spots of southern Poland, Ukraine, still some. There's the ARPAT, just is a little closer look. So it shows here, like, for example, zooming if we're zooming to Poland, shows some storms Friday. This might have a mix of storms and just rain. Some areas might be lighter rain, but it does show Friday still southern Poland and further south, like now, Thursday, those storms in spots of Hungary, Czechia. Then it goes Friday, still maybe some near Slovakia and eastern Czechia, spots of Poland still. So Friday and Saturday still shows maybe a finger or two in Romania, but we'll keep watching. Here for Europe now, better this map. So shows Saturday there, Sunday, and still shows by next Sunday some storms in Turkey maybe, and maybe Central Italy, Sardinia, a few spots there. But be aware, those areas. Let's see the AROM, this high resolution model for those storms better, as I showed you in Spanish. The storms in Spain shows there the afternoon and evening, shows some snow in the Alps too, and storm or two in Italy Friday. Be aware, and some rain, friends. But here for the Cape, let's see if there's any energy for those storms. So does show Friday afternoon tomorrow, some Cape in northern Spain, even some very specific spots close to 1,000 to 1,500 joules per kilogram in very specific spots. This is not a widespread big storm event. It's just some spots who have those stronger storms. So be careful those areas. There's the ARPEG for all of Europe. So it shows Friday tomorrow, Friday afternoon, if it manages to work, because this 12 is not updated as well. But the show, like at noon Friday, alright, some Cape in Slovakia, northern Hungary, southern Poland, and the higher the Cape is, the higher the probability for hail and severe wind and more lightning. So this indicates some stronger storms, and the Balkans shows more Cape as well. But later in the evening, it decreases a lot, especially in Slovakia and those areas. It decreases, maybe because the storms will be used in the Cape, or just decreases. But we'll take a look. Saturday afternoon still shows some Cape in Eastern Europe and on the Pyrenees in Spain. So better watch in those areas. And here shows like there's the rain accumulation 5 days until next Tuesday, the 29th. Shows more spots of Eastern Europe, those storms more than 45, 49 millimeters, 50 millimeters, even some 27, 23 millimeters. So be aware in those areas. Some of this doesn't look like much, like 31, but if it's a thunderstorm that dumps 31 millimeters in less than an hour, then it might cause some localized flooding if it falls in a short amount of time. So be aware, those stronger thunderstorms shows central Italy, some spots there, some more storms central areas. So stay tuned to those sites in the description for the storms outlooks and everything. So here shows northeastern Italy, some more as well, some 63 millimeters and even more. And from Saturday in northeastern Spain there, some 47 millimeters, 43, a little bit less further south and west, but still some. So be aware, those areas shows southern France, some more as well. And northern France is more quiet. The UK, just western UK and Ireland shows more rain, but long range does show some more. And the European long range is doing crazy things to Spain, but we'll keep watching that. There's the GFS, shows like it shows similar to the European as well, but a little bit further west, not concentrated in some spots there in Spain, but it shows a little bit less in general. But the GFS shows more in Macedonia, spots of Greece, and those scared storms there. So be aware. There's the icon, shows southern Turkey, some more storms, some more in Serbia, Bosnia, 55 millimeters, 47, -43 in Italy, in central Italy, spots there. It shows a lot on the Pyrenees, in northern Spain, especially Saturday, and some of it might reach towards the coast Saturday night. So be aware, spots of France and northern Spain as well, and Ireland, more rain, spots of Ireland. So be aware. In northwest Russia has been having some strong storms these last few days. So still shows next 5 days some 36 millimeters, 29 millimeters in some areas. And here the Cape does show Thursday, Friday, it's not showing anything that crazy anymore, but we might still have some storms, but showing more because there's slightly cold air there now, showing some snow spots in northwestern Russia in the next 3 to 5 days. So be aware those areas. And talking about cold and warm air, let's see what's going on here. So there's still like the GFS, those above average temperatures in spots southeastern Europe and in Iberia as well. But there's that cold air spots of Finland, Estonia, and Russia. And it goes there, shows like this comes further south into Eastern Europe, not all the way south, but as far south as Ukraine. And there's the European too, shows like those areas are above average now, and then by Friday, yeah, already by tomorrow and into Saturday shows those below average temperatures northeastern Europe, and then that goes away and potentially another one later. So we'll keep watching, and there's still by April 30th shows slightly above average in Western Europe. So be aware those areas. And here, in case you're wondering about snow accumulation, there's the European until next Tuesday, the 29th, shows spots of the Pyrenees and the Alps, still some snow 7, 11 centimeters, 10 centimeters, in spots of the Pyrenees, but it might be more depending on the forecast. Some 29 centimeters in the Alps, 28, 10 centimeters, spots of Austria, Switzerland, especially France into Italy, shows 25 centimeters, 10, 14 centimeters. The GFS is a similar thing there. There's the icon too, especially in the Alps, in the Pyrenees. So be aware. In Northern Europe, still some snow, Norway, Northern Sweden, those spots there. Some 17 centimeters, 26 centimeters, spots of Norway too. Southern Norway, a few mountain spots. In Iceland, mainly in the mountains, but they show a lot in a few spots. Be careful in those places in Greenland, more snow. And northeastern Russia, northwestern Russia shows like 30 centimeters, 23. Some spots central western Russia because of those fronts. So be aware, some heavier snow. And northern Norway into Finland. There's the GFS, some in Finland, more Russia, more northern Sweden and Norway. There's the icon, northern Norway, some spots there even to 10 to 39 centimeters, and even more depending on the model. So be careful if you're wondering about Turkey. Still shows snow in those higher peaks in eastern central Turkey. So we are some 10 centimeters, 8 centimeters, 19 in the Caucasus, more, some 26 centimeters, 30 centimeters, some in Armenia, and a mountain to northern Iran. So be aware those areas, and we'll make more videos for Asia soon, especially for the Himalayas in Russia there. So be aware, there's here those temperatures still colder spots on northern Europe, and there's like, especially in the afternoon, it's much warmer in Spain, spots southern Spain even to 29 degrees Celsius. In the Alps, still cold during the day, some, and slightly colder in Eastern Europe, those below average temperatures, shows more like northern Sweden, Norway, still cold during the day as well, and during the night gets even colder. Spots there of northern Sweden shows even to minus 17 degrees to minus 16, more northern Norway, spots of Estonia, Latvia slightly below zero, and some spots in Russia. Shows in Spain some 13 degrees, 8 degrees, 6 degrees in the mountains. In Portugal, it's relatively mild, but in the Alps, still some like some -5, -7 in the higher terrain. So beware. On the Pyrenees, that shows some higher peaks to 2 or 1 degree, but nothing crazy. Still in Turkey, in the Caucasus, those scared negative temperatures, more like mountainous areas. So beer Saturday afternoon, still warmer spots of the east and the southwest, and still cold in the north, spots of Iceland. There's Sunday morning, shows down into Eastern Europe, some negative temperatures, and a few spots Slovakia, Romania, in the mountain spots in Italy, and even Spain to like 0 degrees in the mountain or two there, and shows Sunday morning. Finland and Norway, those colder temperatures still, and into Russia, of course. So be careful. Sunday, this goes warmer in Spain and Portugal there, and still a little bit cooler on the, especially Monday morning, shows still some negative temperatures. Russia, Finland, Norway, mountains in Romania, Ukraine, spots in the Alps still, and the Pyrenees again, some spots there. So be our Monday, Tuesday shows probably next week, the 29th, warmer Central Europe during the day, still colder there in the north. Wednesday morning, a few spots colder and warmer, milder in some areas. Wednesday afternoon, the show milder, and then the rest will change a lot still. So we'll update later. But be aware, those areas, there are wind gusts here, nothing that crazy except for southern Greenland, and still show a spot or two that the Mediterranean, slightly higher than normal. Friday, spots of northern Iran, Saudi Arabia, in the Middle East. It's worth mentioning by Friday afternoon tomorrow and into the evening, so be aware. Some higher gusts, and there's this area here north of Norway in the Arctic Sea. So Friday, this goes Saturday. Keep in mind that those storms will have strong winds inside of them, but the wind from the storms doesn't show up on this map. But just be aware, in Spain, Saturday, some higher gusts in a spot or two. It's slightly breezier in the Canary Islands, some areas, but nothing so crazy. And in Russia, kind of a low pressure there, some higher gust spots of Ukraine, not high, but breezier than normal. Saturday, Sunday in Ireland, northern UK, slightly breezier. By Tuesday, the 29th, in the Azores, probably some higher gusts from a low pressure in the ocean, in the Atlantic. This goes, some wild stuff in Asia, and still shows near Greece and Turkey on the 29th, maybe some higher gusts, in a few spots of Spain and France. So we'll keep watching, still in the Atlantic, and then later might update still. But be aware, those areas will keep watching. Just one last thing here, there's the European model. In Europe, it does show some interesting stuff, like, let's see, for precipitation, so the anomaly. So it does show here, as we had in Chumei, some above average precipitation in spots of Spain, especially, maybe into France, as we had in Chumei. But isn't that wave of moisture that I showed you in the beginning there? So it might happen or it might not, because the GFS is kind of different. So we'll keep watching and be aware of the storms in the other areas as well.